Assalamu alaikum dear students, how are you? I hope you all are fine by the grace of Almighty. I am also fine. Welcome to NIVS Home School. Here I am Kamrun, Assistant Teacher of English, National Ideal English Version School Day Shift. My dear students of class 4, today I am going to take your English language class and our today's topic is verb. We will know the definition of verb, what is verb, and then we will know about the principal verb and auxiliary verb, and we will do some exercises also. Okay, let's start our class today. Okay, dear students, we all know that verb is an action word. Verb is the action word. That means if you want to show an action, you need to use verb. And according to that, there are two types of verb: principal verb or main verb, auxiliary verb or helping verb. There are other verbs like transitive verb or intransitive verb. We will know about them later. And in principal verb, there are it has three forms of verb, which is called conjugation of verb. Although we will go through the conjugation of verb, it is very important for your tense, to forming tense. Okay, now look, what is called principal or main verb? That means the verb which has a meaning of its own, and it can be used as the only verb in a sentence. So that type of verb is called main verb. Okay, let's read those examples. The boy reads a book. Now look at the word reads. It is a verb. You all know that it shows an action. It is, but here it is the principal or main verb because the verb has a meaning of its own. Now look, next one, she sang a song. Sang is the past form of the verb sing. Sing. So the verb has its own meaning also, and we use it here without any helping verb. Now look, I go to school. Here the verb go is in the present form, and now look, the word go or the verb go has a meaning of its own. So what can we say? So what is the principal or main verb? Principal verb has a meaning of its own and can be used as the only verb in a sentence alone or with a helping verb. So we can use principal verb alone or with a helping verb in a sentence, and the verb which has a meaning of its own is called principal verb. Now we will go to auxiliary verb or helping verb. Now look at these examples at first. The boy is reading a book. She was singing a song. I will go to school. Now look, the boy is reading a book. Is the auxiliary verb or helping verb. It sits here to help the verb read. Now look, there is another verb, which is principal verb, read. So auxiliary verb sit with a main verb to form the tenses. Now look, the boy is reading a book, and that means it is present continuous tense. She was singing a song. The verb was is auxiliary here or helping verb here because it sits here to help the verb sing, and here read and sing are the main verb or principal verb. Now this example, now look at the third example. I will go to school. Will sits with the verb go. Go. Now look, here is another main verb go, and here will is the auxiliary or helping verb. So auxiliary verb sits in a sentence with the main verb to form tenses or voice, and we can also use auxiliary verb alone in a sentence. On that moment it will work like a main verb. Okay, we will read about it. Okay, now so what can we say? Auxiliary verb is used with a main verb to form tenses or voices, and it can be used as a main verb when there is no other verb in the sentence. So we can use auxiliary or helping verb as a main verb when there is no other verb in a sentence. Now look, I'm fine. She is a teacher. Now look at the first sentence, I'm fine. There's no other verb in this sentence. That's why here am is the principal or main verb. She is a teacher. Except is, there is no other verb. That's why is the principal or main verb. So what can you say? Principal verb has a meaning of its own, and we can use it in a sentence alone or with a helping verb, and auxiliary verb or helping verb is used with a main verb in a sentence to form tenses or voices, and we can also use auxiliary verb in a sentence as a main verb, but in this situation there will be no other verb. That means there will be no other main verb or no other verb except the helping verb or auxiliary verb. So, and when there will be one verb, we will call it principal verb. Now we will go to exercise, and we will do exercises of verb. Identify verb in the following sentences and write whether they are principal or auxiliary verb. So at first we will identify the verb. How many verbs are there in the first sentence? Now look, I will go to school. Number one, I will go to school. So now look, there are two verbs. So now will be auxiliary and go will be principal. Now we will go to number two. They attended the school. Now look, there is only one verb, attended, and attended is the past form of the verb attend. So we can say that the verb attended is principal verb. Now we will go to number 3. John laughed loudly, and there is also one verb, loved, and love is the past form of the verb love. So it is principal verb. Now we will go to number 4. Birds fly in the sky. There is only one verb, and what is it? Yes, I know all of you know the answer. It is fly. So fly is the verb here, only one verb, and it has its own meaning, so it will be principal. Now we will go to number 5. The children are playing. So again there are two verbs, are and playing. So there are two verbs in a sentence. So now we can say that one will be auxiliary verb and another one will be principal verb. So which one is the principal and which one is the auxiliary verb? Now look, here are the verb are sits with the principal verb playing. So are will be auxiliary verb and the verb play will be principal. Now we will go to number 6. We catch fish. And now look, in number 6 there is only one verb, catch. So the verb catch has its own meaning, and there is only one verb in this sentence, so it will be principal. Now we will go to number 7. Now look, number 7, I am drinking water. I am drinking water. So there are two verbs, am and drinking. So just like number 5, there are two verbs. One will be auxiliary verb and another one will be principal verb. And we know that am will be auxiliary verb. And the verb drink will be principal. Now number 8, she stood first in the exam. So which one is the verb here? Yes, stood. Stood is the past form of the verb stand. And there is only one verb, and the verb stood has a meaning of its own, and we can use it alone in a sentence. So it will be principal. Now number 9. Our guests have arrived. Now look, there are two verbs. Again, verb, have and arrive. So have will be auxiliary and arrived will be principal. Now number 10. He has a book. Now look at the verb has. There is only one verb in this sentence. Has is called an auxiliary verb or helping verb. But now look at this sentence. There's no other verb except has. That means there's no other principal verb except has. So now has will be principal verb in this sentence. So it will be principal verb. So dear students, there are 10 exercises for you. Number 1, I will go to school. Will be auxiliary verb and go principal. Number 2, they attended the school. Attended will be the verb here. Attended will be principal verb. Number 3, John laughed loudly. Laughed will be principal. Number 4, birds fly in the sky. Fly, principal. Number 5, the children are playing. There are two verbs, are will be auxiliary and play, principal. Number 6, we catch fish. There is only one verb, catch will be principal. Number 7, I am drinking water. There are two verbs, am auxiliary verb and drink principal verb. Number 8, she stood first in the exam. So stood will be principal. There is only one verb. Number 9, our guests have arrived. Here, have will be auxiliary verb and arrive will be principal verb. Number 10, he has a book. So here, has will be principal verb because there's no other verb in this sentence. That's why here has will be principal verb. That means it is have verb, to have verb, auxiliary verb, but here we use has as a principal verb because there's no other verb in this sentence. And dear students, your homework will be this exercise. This is exercise number 6. This is homework number 6, and you will do exercise 1 to 10. You will write the answer only. You don't need to copy the sentence. You will just write the answer. All of you will follow the class and you will maintain the question number 1 to 10 and you will just write the answer. So dear students, that's all for today. I hope you have understood our today's topic. All of you will do your homework regularly and submit it on every Saturday from 9 am to 3 pm. Dear students, all of you will mention the homework number and the date. And our today's date is 9. Now look, that is date 9/3/2021. That means it is 9 March. All of you will mention the date while you do your homework, and don't forget to mention the homework number. And all of you will write your name, class roll and section on your in your HW copy. So dear students, all of you listen to your parents. See you again. Allah Hafiz.